Coming up on First at 4, the governor gives an update on coronavirus cases in Kentucky. Find out what he is recommending. And pastors in our area are responding to one of the governor's recommendations. Hear what they had to say.
And showers and storms return back to the mountains tomorrow. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Madison Pergram. Steve Hensley has the night off. First at 4, the governor is asking people to follow some new recommendations regarding the coronavirus. Andy Beshear says the virus is likely to spread and there be more cases. To lessen the outbreak, he's calling on people to stay away from crowded areas, even for churches to close this weekend. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what the governor had to say this morning.
The governor had a number of recommendations and at least one mandate, the mandate being for state prisons for them to cease their visitation policies temporarily. He also says that school systems need to be ready to close pretty quickly if the need arises, and probably the most drastic situation regarding what he would like churches to do.
And I'm going to recommend that our churches across Kentucky cancel their services for this weekend.
The governor also says all Kentuckians should minimize their community meeting. He says he's canceled the state prayer breakfast. Public schools should be ready to close quickly and possibly for a period of time.
We want to be prepared. We want to make sure that if we do that, kids still get the meals that they desperately need and the care that they need.
It's for events that are expected to draw very large crowds, like the girls' Sweet 16 this week, the boys' Sweet 16 next week. People need to follow CDC guidelines, like for those 60 and over, and for those with chronic heart, lung, and kidney issues, for those to stay away from large crowds. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
The governor also says the General Assembly is instituting some other rules and recommendations, and that the state capitol is going through a more extensive cleaning. And during Governor Andy Beshear's news conference today on the coronavirus, he made many recommendations, including one to cancel church services. I went and talked to local pastors about what they think about this recommendation. Many people's weekly routine includes going to Sunday church services. But this Sunday might be the exception after Governor Beshear recommended churches cancel their services with concerns over the coronavirus.
People are looking for a place of security, a place of confidence, something that they can trust. And for a lot of people, obviously, that's their relationship with God. That's their faith.
Mark Combs is a pastor of Summit Community Church, saying they are monitoring the situation and will make a final decision closer to the weekend.
We have 2 services. We might alter that schedule, but right now we don't have an official plan for this coming Sunday.
Tim Reynolds, pastor at First Baptist Church, says as of now, they will not be canceling services.
I'm pretty confident that we won't have as large a crowd as they'll have at Rupp Arena for the basketball tournament, so I think that we're fairly safe.
Saying at the end of the day, there is comfort in being together.
When we come together as the members of the body of Christ, it's very, very important to our people. It's something that gives us strength, that it encourages us, and it's a time of blessing for us.
With the details of the coronavirus continually changing, both pastors say as those developments come in, they will take those into consideration to best protect their congregation. Now we will have more on the pastors' responses and the precautions they have already put in place later right here on WYMT. And a fake text message going around Pike County is causing some unnecessary fear. This text saying that there is a case in the county is not true. This post has actually been given to law enforcement to look into. Pike County's public health director says as of now there are no cases.
When we do have confirmed cases, that information will be disseminated to the public from a known trusted source.
The county is working to take steps to be ready for any cases when those happen. The health department adds to make sure you are getting information from trusted sources. And thousands of people are visiting Lexington this week and next for the high school Sweet 16 basketball tournaments. The girls' tournament tipped off today at noon, and Olivia Russell was there and tells us if health concerns are affecting attendance.
We've seen people of all ages walk into Rupp Arena so far today. The COVID-19 concerns clearly not affecting their decisions to support the athletes playing today. KHSAA says there are no restrictions or changes for the girls' Sweet 16 tournament this week. We know Rupp Arena has made a few changes, though. With waves of fans coming in and out, they plan on disinfecting public areas more often than the daily schedule. They've also added hand sanitizer dispensers in the lobby. They're asking fans to actually take advantage of that hand sanitizer, and some fans we talked to even brought their own. This morning, the governor talked about large gatherings like this, but fans at Rupp don't seem too concerned.
We are recommending that every individual in Kentucky do what they can to minimize their interaction and going to large meetings or groups.
I do think everybody's getting ahead of it. I think the government's doing a good job of getting ahead of it. The tests have been distributed now. I think I'm good. I'm good with it. So
we want to come out and support the girls, and we enjoy watching the games, and we're just going on with our regular lives. So.
And the boys' Sweet 16 tournament is scheduled to begin next week. So far, there are no changes to that tournament either. In Lexington, Olivia Russell, WKYT.
Lexington Center Corporation says cancellations of events are completely up to the presenters, and they have been in contact with those clients. So far, only one event is canceled at Rupp Arena.
It's been an actually very nice day in the mountains. Saw a little bit more sunshine than we expected, but hey, not complaining too much about that. We'll go ahead and take you up to a few of those cameras. Our National Weather Service camera in Jackson. Of course, we've still dealt with kind of those mostly cloudy skies, but that sunshine definitely made it feel a lot better out there. But we're going to start to see those clouds increase once again. Looking at those cloudy skies over into the Mountain Parkway, over into parts of Powell County, but temperatures have been very comfortable, anywhere from about the low to mid 60s. You see Lexington, Danville, Irvin, and even Moorhead into the 50s. They've dealt with just a little bit more clouds today, looking a little bit warmer down into Middlesboro at 65. Now for tonight, we'll drop it to about the mid to upper 40s, and we'll continue to see those mostly cloudy skies. So get out this evening while you can. We'll rain on the dry side, but for tomorrow will be a WYMT severe weather alert day, as some strong to severe storms are possible to move into the mountains. You see that slight risk for almost all of us here in eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, and even our Virginia counties. Remember, that's a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. We'll talk a little bit more about the timing and impacts of the system coming up in a little bit.
Thank you, Paige. Well, the Federal Emergency Management Agency is opening an intake center in Nashville to help victims of a series of deadly tornadoes last week. The FEMA center is located at the Lee Chapel AME Church in North Nashville. The National Weather Service said the storm killed 24 people in Tennessee and spawned at least 10 tornadoes. And a man is dead following a 2-vehicle crash this morning in the Loyal community of Harlan County. Kentucky State Police say the crash happened on US 119 near the intersection of Kentucky 840 around 8:54 a.m. A man was taken to the Harlan ARH where he was pronounced dead. Harlan County Judge Executive Dan Mosley confirmed one of the county road department's dump truck was involved in the crash. The county employee was not injured in the crash, and we do not know the name of the man killed, as police are notifying next of kin. And a man from Wayne County, West Virginia, is accused of starting fire to 2 homes in Dunlow, including his own mother's. This is 49-year-old Larry Bevins. Police say the fire started at neighboring homes. Then police say he set fire to the front porch of his mother's home and under the crawl space of a brother's home. Police said the second home sustained significant fire and smoke damage to the crawl space and vinyl siding. Bevins is charged with 2 counts of first-degree arson. And convicted rapist Harvey Weinstein will spend 2 decades behind bars. Weinstein was sentenced in New York Supreme Court today to 23 years in prison. He was convicted of forcibly performing oral sex on a woman in 2006 and raping an aspiring actress in 2013. His defense team asked for leniency, citing Weinstein's age and frail health. Weinstein used a walker during the trial and had a stent inserted last week for a blocked artery.
That sentence that was just handed down by this court was obscene. That number was obnoxious. There are murderers who will get out of court faster than Harvey Weinstein will.
Weinstein maintains all sexual activity was consensual, but he said in court he feels remorse and is trying to be a better person. Weinstein also faces additional charges in California. And doctors who fail to inform women that drug-induced abortions may be halted halfway through the procedure could face felony charges under a bill advancing in Tennessee. Medical groups explain the claim is not backed up by science, and there is little information about the reversals procedure's safety. The measure advanced out of the House Health Committee yesterday and now moves to the full House chamber and must also clear the Senate. However, in the GOP-dominant state House, Republicans are likely to approve the bill's abortion restrictions. And concerns over the coronavirus fears are again impacting Wall Street. The Dow closes down more than 1,464 points. Straight ahead on First at 4, former Vice President Joe Biden is one step closer to becoming the Democratic presidential candidate. But Bernie Sanders is vowing not to drop out.
And strong to severe storms are possible tomorrow. We'll talk about the timing and impacts coming up.